Okay, today I want to talk about when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Okay, excuse me, I already got done doing my morning workout, and the reason why I do it like this is because of the process I take every day, every morning. Right, the ritual I, I guess pursue, do. It's become a daily routine, daily habit, whatever you want to say, call it. Right, it's because at this moment right now is when the information starts coming through. Okay, it's because I learned how to remove myself to where I'm allowed to flow freely. Okay, so like I said, I want to talk about when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Okay, so the teacher in life doesn't always come in the form of a person. Okay, it could be an experience, it could be, oh, it can't be a person, it could be an emotion, it could be a movie or a song, it could be anything, right? It's just the way life is. It has this way of revealing itself to you in the right moments. Okay. So where I want to go with this is to kind of talk about the teaching of my process. Okay. All right. What it means to be the teacher and what it means to be the student, because we're all those. Okay. You know you better than you know than anybody else. Okay. So you're the student. You're the teacher. You're the mad scientist. You're the doctor. You're the best friend. You're all that. You're the brother. You're all that. You're everything. Okay. So what I do each morning when I get up, right? So at 4 o'clock when I wake up, okay, I get up and I sit there. I'm allowing myself to come back to reality just for a second, right? What I do then is, of course, I have my shot of coffee. Okay, I'm a coffee drinker. I love coffee. So what I'm doing though is I'm allowing myself to kind of perk up, to get the mind going, right? Okay, so as I'm doing that, of course, my morning ritual, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into specific details, but I cleanse myself, right? From the digestive system to my body, right? So, like I said, I take a shower, all that stuff, right? Restroom. Now, at this moment right now, I'm still kind of wishy-washy, still waking up, still perking up, still trying to get going, right? But during this process, I have music playing in the background. I have like meditation music, praise and worship music. I like praise and worship music because the energy it makes me feel, right? Because like I told you before in other videos, it's the program that I grew up on, right? So I'll get into more of that specifically in another video, but there's a reason why I use it, okay? Now, after this is done, okay, I get ready for meditation. Okay, so what I do is I go ahead, light my candles, my incense and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I get into my ritual and I begin my meditation period, okay? And my meditations can last anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, just depending on the mood, I guess you will call it, the moment. But what I like to do my meditation is this though, is this is where my mind is already kind of like merging back to reality. It's already kind of like, okay, I'm waking up a little bit, right? So what I would like to do is I like to hit it with the whammy. You know, I like to go into a deep meditation to where I fall back into that state of mind to where I'm back into I don't really want I guess you call it more the subconscious, some sort of kind of I don't know how the terminology put this. It's not really a dream state, but it's somewhere within. that aspect. Okay. So what I do is I allow myself to do some root work, should I say. I go deep into the shadows, deep into the dark. Okay. So the music I like to put on when I meditate, I don't always have to have music, but when you have it in your convenience, sometimes it's good to use because the music allows you to kind of journey off, right? And you can observe what's going on, right? So I like kind of like dark music in a way. Um, I don't want to say demonic, but like something you'll hear in a like an old cathedral or a dark piano, violin, something that sort, right? But the reason why I do that though is because I want to go deep into that area, right? I want to go deep into there. I want to get lost in there in a way, right? I want to observe what's there because it's uncharted territory. Okay, it's uncharted territory. So I want to feel what surfaces up, what's there that I need to work on, what surfaces up, right? Because in the darkness is the absence of color. Okay, so it's like you're trying to give the process of birthing something, right? So these are where all the fear factors lie, right? These are where like you're gonna face yourself. You're gonna face those things, those the shadow sides of things, right? So long story short, is I like to take that process there, right? So I'll stay there in meditation. And I allow my process to go through as I'm going, as I'm observing, right? And as I'm doing this, like I said, of course, I got my mantras. I got all this stuff that I do. You know what I mean? I'm connected to spirit as I'm doing this, as it's guiding me, right? As it's guiding me through this process, it's to unfold what needs to be unfolded to show me, right? Right. So now, after this point, after the meditation is done, right, I come back. Okay. Then I switch it up. Okay. This is where praise and worship comes in for me because, like I said, my old version of myself, the old system was grew up on this, right? So at this state, I put it on in a sense, right? You could put on something else, whatever, but at this state, I put it on because it has a way of elevating me, right? It has a way of elevating me to a higher state, should I say, right? And so what I do then is I'm taking it from the very bottoms of the pit and I rise myself up all the way up into the highest point I could rise, right? To where you could call it God, you could call it whatnot, right? To where I'm in that presence, okay? But what I'm really doing though is I'm working from my root chakra, you know what I'm saying, to the sacral, to the solar plexus, to the heart, right? Okay? That's what I'm doing. I'm going from the bottom to the heart, right? Okay? Then when I do the flip side of it, I go from the heart to the crown, right? Or work my way up. Heart, throat, third eye, crown, right? So that's what I'm doing, okay? Now, I bring it back down though, okay? Back to the heart, okay? So, but before I get there, let me explain though, is the reason why I do this though, in praise and worship, I'll stay in there for anywhere from, in that meditation right there at that point, from the same thing, anywhere, it could vary, okay? Sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes it's whatever, it could vary, okay? So what I do then, though, after I finish that meditation, of course, I'm grateful and thankful for what's being revealed because I'm observing this, right? So I bring it back down to the heart space when I'm done. Okay, I sit there for a second. I bring it back down. I focus on my breath again. I remove myself. Okay, I remove myself from what I just did, right? And I allow myself to be present for a moment. Okay, without any attachments, without anything, right? So now at this point now I'm kind of like, okay, I sit there for a second, I adjust, right? And now the observer has to take over again, okay? It has to because I have an agenda, right? So now it's the workout process, okay? Now the reason why the observer comes in handy, why it's an important role is because The observer asks the questions, and it sets the tone to the characters you got to bring out to perform, right? So now I got to get into my workout mode, right? So now I got to get my body, okay? I just got my spirit in line now. Now I got to get my body in line, right? And my mind. So I come in, okay, have my morning ritual, like I said, right? I drink me another shot of coffee, kind of wake up a little bit more, right? Yeah, I know that's 2 shots of coffee. I know, okay? Don't judge me. But I'll come in and now I'm ready for my workout, right? I put on some workout music. I like rock, so I put on some rock music, get myself hyped up, okay? As I'm drinking my coffee, getting my mind and my heart connected, right? Right, I'm getting connected, okay? So I'm like, all right, I feel this. I feel this vibe. I got this. I could do this, right? I could do all things. I am that, you know what I mean? I got this, right? So I start doing my routine, right? So I start moving around, right? Now I'm getting my body with my heart, okay? I'm getting my legs going, getting my arms going, stretching out, whatever, whatnot, blah, 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 right? So during the process of the workout, right, you become the coach, right? And you become the student, right? You become the teacher and the student, right? You got to motivate yourself. You got to teach yourself, okay? It's the same thing with the meditation. You got to know how to become the teacher and the student, right? So spirit is guiding you to do something, and you feel that. So you teach yourself to go through the stages, okay? You got to constantly teach yourself, just like a child. You got to teach your child, right? Get up, brush your teeth, go wash your face, blah, 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 right? You're ready for school, all that stuff, right? So it's the same concept, but except you're doing it to yourself, right? You got to learn to become the student. You got to learn to become the teacher. You got to learn to become obedient, okay? Obedience is key. It's like, it's what requires to develop discipline, okay? Now, after this is all done and said, right, the workout, all this stuff, right, I'm pushing myself, even though I might not feel like it sometimes. I'm like, you got to stay in that heart space at all times. Stay in that heart space because this is what keeps balance, right? So you want to remain in that area, right? To understand yourself, the heart space is that spot, right? Wide is the gate, narrow is the door. Okay, there's a lot to that right there, and I could probably make a video on that one day, and I might eventually, pretty soon. But that right there is key, right? So you want to stay there. You want to create balance. Okay. Now, after I get done my workout, right? Okay, because I'm allowing what I just meditated on, right? I'm allowing during this workout I'm allowing the energies to collide, boom, right? The the dark side and the light side, right? The however you want terminology, the negative and positive, right? Allow myself to go deep in my meditation to the dark, right? Face fear factors, let something surface up, right? Okay, because I put focus on just on that, right? For that meditation, and then also, bam, I bring it to the positive meditation, right? Okay, then I bring myself back to center, back to the heart space, to allow myself to remove from the situation, right? Boom, so that way they could collide, right? Boom, right? And so at that moment, when I bring it to the physical, I'm allowing these things to battle it out in a way, so I can remove myself physically. Okay. So when that happens through the workout, right? I'm talking about like you start your brain, because your body holds your body holds memory, right? Your consciousness, it has all the memory, right? So it holds all that stuff, right? So when this happens, is you starting to see things surface up, right? Like I said before, daddy issues, mommy issues, whatnot, right? Your kids, what you're fighting for, what you want, what you're worth. You deserve more. You want to live for this, you want to live for that. You know what I'm saying? Money situations. You need money to manifest in your life. You need this, and that, right? So this is teaching you how to remove yourself. Okay. So now you're getting the body and the spirit to kind of like get in sync. Okay. Now, once my workout is done and it's complete, right? I done gas myself out. I'm tired. I'm like, all right, cool. So what I do then is for the next 15 minutes, right? Sometimes it varies. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, okay? Sometimes it's smaller. Sometimes it's more, right? So what I do then after that is I have some people call it chi. Some people call it flow energy. I like using the terminology like flow rhythmics, right? So I'm trying to allow the energy to flow through my body from the root to the crown, right? Not only that, but to connect into the universe, to move with it, right? So I'll put on some meditation music that's kind of like soothing, right? So I allow myself to do that routine, okay? To do that, just to let it flow, just to let it move, right? I have my meditation, right? And as I'm going in, breath in, right? Before I release my breath out, this is where I say, like, I am peace. Release out, right? Again, right? I am prosperous. Release out, right? Again, I am blessed, right? Release out. And so on and so forth, right? And the reason why I do it between breaths, though, right? The in breath represents life. The out breath represents death, okay? The end stage. But the in between, this is that moment. This is that moment that I want to be in. This is that moment where I want to plant the seed that I'm trying to plant, right? So the I am, the power of the I am, right? So it's creating an identity, right? It's creating that characteristic. At this stage already, I have the energies flowing where I need to flow. I'm flowing freely. I'm flowing with spirit. I'm one with it, right? So now I want to kind of like create that, right? I'm in that birth stage, right? Okay, I got the thought, I got the emotions, everything going into it already, right? Because I'm open, right? I'm open in all areas of my body, in all my energy levels. They're all open right now at this moment, right? And so now it's like, boom, right? I let it be, let it take place, right? In breath, in between, I am blessed. Out breath, right? In breath, right? In between, I am prosperous. Out breath, really let it go, right? But see, in the motions of chi or the motions of flow, whatever you want to call it, right? You're moving with the universe. You're allowing, right? You're allowing the energy to flow through your body the way it needs to. So you're putting the seed into the physical, but you're allowing the energies to flow out with it, right? So now the mind, the body, and the soul are all in sync, okay? And at this stage, now where I get done with that is where the message starts coming in, okay? Today it was more about the when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Explaining my process is kind of tricky to explain because I don't want y'all to misunderstand me when I'm trying to explain this. I'm trying my best to explain it because this is what's worked for me. Now there's a process for you, okay? Right? You might not be into the whole praise and worship thing, right? But the point of that is that I'm trying to take myself from a negative, right? From the ashes, from hell, whatever you want to term it as, to something positive, right? Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move mountains, right? Boom, boom. That's free will, right? That's free will. That's the willpower, I should say, right? It's learning how to make the mind go from being sad to happy, right? From a sad thought to a happy thought, right? Same thing with emotions, right? Feeling sad to being happy, right? It's like an actor, right? An actor could cry on the spot, right? They could cry tears of sorrow, then tears of joy. And it's amazing how they do that, but they taught themselves how to do that. It's the same concept, right? It's the same concept. But it's doing though, it's moving things, boom, boom, in a major way that you wouldn't believe how it does it, okay? But it's also creating balance, right? From north to south, from east to west, right? So it's making things move, just boom, 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 right? It's creating balance. It's like teaching you how to center yourself, right? And center's here, right? It's right in the heart space. That's where the center's at. Okay. This whole world is a big old simulation system. Okay. Like I said before, I'm not trying to put Christian terminology into the thing, but it's part of my programming. So I use it because the old version of myself was built on that, right? So when you create a new version of yourself, it's like, it's not like you're manipulating the system, but you're upgrading it to a better version of yourself, right? So the old programming has a important role on what creates the new version of yourself, right? So I'm able to go back in there and use those, boom, 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 right? That's why they say life is in the word. Okay, so it's one of them things. It's like, okay, I know how to attack that version of myself, right? To let this version merge out, right? So like when the Bible when the scripture says, "Don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of the mind," right? So this whole world is like a simulation system. Okay. So you learn how to make do what you have now. You're not gonna move to something greater. Okay. It starts now. It starts now in this moment, right here, right now. What do you have around you that you could use to your benefit? What do you have right now? The tools that you have right now, right? Like I said before, man, I'm on parole right now, right? I'm on ankle mode. I can't leave until a certain hour, right? I gotta be back at a certain time of the day, right? I got a curfew, right? Kind of it sucks, but it's just the way it is, right? But it's not gonna stop me from achieving my goals. It's not gonna stop me from moving forward. It's not gonna stop me from my walk, okay? So what I have to use here to my advantage, right? I can't go to a gym in the morning or go run the park in the mornings, right? Because my curfew, right? So I have to use what I got, right? So what I do is man, I have a bunch of cases of water here, right? Jugs of water. So I use that for weights. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you. Look, I mean, it's kind of ghetto, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? See that? See, there's a water jug right here. See? I use what I can, what I got. Okay? It's because when you surrender, is you're surrendering to the will, okay? The divine purpose. So what happens is when you tap into that, I surrender to this. You know what I mean? There's a reason why they say let that will be done, right? What that means though is that what needs to happen needs to happen. Okay. But use this energy I'm putting in to manifest those things that I need. Okay. I also saw the water jugs, right? Do I need weights? Not really. But they'll be nice, right? Be nice to have. Okay. But in my mind, those water bottles ain't water bottles. It's workout equipment. Okay. Right. So I'm transforming the thought, right? It's like, do you see the glass half full or half empty? Okay, type. I want to say type shit, but for real, you know what I mean? Type shit. You know, it's you have a way of transforming the way you see things, like a child. Okay, this is the student learn how to create from what the teacher's teaching them. Okay, this is how the student creates what the teacher's trying to teach them. This life is a simulation system in this world right here, right? If you change the aspect of what you're doing, right? Let's say you got to clean your house, right? Because it's dirty. And you're like, man, I don't want to clean. I should be out there looking for a job. I ain't got no money coming through. Okay, I get that. But if you change your aspect of the way you think of it, though, think of like you're on the clock, right? Like, look, man, look, spirit, universe, God, whatnot. I need to make some money, man. I don't know how to do this, man. But look, I'm going to give this to you. Put this energy towards that, towards my bills, towards wherever it needs to go, right? Let your will be done. If it's for somebody else, let it be. If it's just, man, just think about me from time to time, right? So, long story short, though, is once you start cleaning that room and you're putting it in, it's like you clock in, you're removing yourself from that. It's flowing through, okay? I mean, it works. It works. But long story short, I don't want to lose y'all on all this, man. Today's message is kind of a little whatnot, man. But I wish y'all the best. Okay, gotta go do my thing. So love and light. Hope this video helps. Okay, take care.